Hello and welcome to a Meet the Teacher video for the year 2020. Due to COVID restrictions, we're having our normal Meet the Teacher night through video. You'll be able to find this on my Google Classroom page and any other place I can possibly make it available to you. My name is Dan Abernethy, and I teach your child for either English 12R or English 9H. It's my 28th year in education. It's hard to believe. I spent 7 years at St. Anthony's High School in Huntington as a teacher and a coach before made my way to Sachem North in September of 2000. I've taught everything in the Sachem curriculum. I spent 3 years at Seneca Middle School as well, so I've taught everything 7 through 12 in all levels, all levels of those different classes as well, both workshop all the way through honors. So from 7 workshop through 12 honors, I've taught the curriculum, and I'm very, very proud of that. I'm one of the few people that has that unique perspective on the things that we teach. Other things that I want to make sure that I tell you. The most important thing you probably are wondering is how our class is going to be scored and graded. You can find my course requirement sheets, which all of you pretty much have seen and signed, but copies of them are always available on my school notes page and at the Google Classroom. It delineates the fact that we have 3 different areas of instruction: homework and classwork, along with tests and essays and writing. Homework and classwork this year, I'll probably have between 8 and 12 each marking period. They count for 20%. They're generally marked out of 10, a 10-point system. Tests will have anywhere between 3 and 5 each marking period, probably closer to 3 to 4 each marking period, and they're worth 35%. Essays and writing will have 2 per marking period, and they're worth 45%. So they're very, very important. Always comes to the end of the marking period, students all of a sudden completely surprised. Mr. Abernethy, I've got a 96 test average. What's wrong? Chances are there's an essay there that they haven't handed in. I've reminded them in the past. They've forgotten about it, and the clock has been running on that for 10 points off every day since they have neglected to hand it in. Nothing is a surprise in my class. Everything is always announced ahead of time. There's no pop quiz or surprise grading or marking of a homework or a test that they weren't aware of. All those things are announced way, way in advance. And again, you can find my course requirement sheets if you haven't already seen them on my Google Classroom and my school notes page, which brings me to probably how you want to get in touch with me. Of course, like everyone at Sachem North, I'll be keeping a Google Classroom for all my classes, periods 1, and then I have, that would be my seniors, and then periods 3 and 4, I have a 9 honors class, and periods 6 and 7, I have more 9 honors classes. And depending on A and B day, I keep all those 3rd period people together, all those 4th period people together, all those 6th and 7th period people together. I don't delineate between A and B. They're all getting the same instruction. They're all getting the same stuff, just a day before or later than one another. You can find my school notes page, which I like very much. I'm used to using that, probably more so than my Google Classroom, by going to the Sachem North page, going to the English department, and just clicking on my name, Dan Abernethy. If you click on the little envelope next to me, it will set up an email. If you click on my name, it will take you to my school notes page. At my school notes page, at the very top, there are 2 pages. There's a welcome page and an enrichment page. If you click on either one, click on the welcome page would be the best. At the very top, there's a notify me section. It will bring up a format for you to fill out and just say notify me of changes to any of Dan Abernethy's pages. And every time I update my calendar, I like the calendar function very much better, much better on the school notes page than I do on Google. And every time I update any of those things, you'll get an email sent to you. Your child can also sign up for it with their Gmail, and they'll have stuff sent directly to them as well. Google Classrooms, the Google codes have been posted. They're posted again on the school notes page. If you need to want to be invited to that, I can certainly figure out how to do that. I'm getting better and better. Other things about me. I'm very, very lucky to be involved in a job and at a position and at a school that I love so much. I take that responsibility very seriously. I love the fact that you feel comfortable enough or confident enough that you send your children to me every year, and I take their safety and their well-being and the instruction that they get very seriously. I try and teach at a very high level. I try and hold them accountable, but I'm also there to help. It's a crazy year. 2020 and 2021 is shaping up to be very much the same. If your child needs me for some reason, please make sure that they reach out to me. I am incredibly approachable, and I'll do whatever I can as long as I know about things in advance. I can't go back and change things once there's a due date. Okay, once the due date is there and they're standing in front of me then asking for an extension, I'm less likely to grant it. They come to me days before, Mr. Abernethy, XYZ is happening in my life. I'm more than happy to give them a week, 10 days, whatever they need to get that project done, make sure that it doesn't affect their grade, and no points are coming off for lateness. I'm in the same position you're in. I'm the father of three. Person handling the camera right now is a high school senior at Rocky Point High School. I'm lucky to have him as my video editor and cameraman. His sister, my daughter Mary Kate, is a not middle schooler, she's a 10th grader, also at Rocky Point High School. And my son Sean is an 8th grader at Rocky Point Middle School. They are all dealing with, much like you are, different types of blended instruction, virtual days versus days when they're in school full time. We're dealing with the loss of sports and clubs and trying to negotiate our way through that. You can always call me directly at the Sachem North office, 631-471-1400. My email, which again you can click on at the Sachem North page, but if you just want it, it's Abernethy, DABERNETHY at sachem.edu. They'll set up an email to me wherever you'd like from whatever platform you're using. We had our first test today. We'll have it again tomorrow for the B-Day people. All that stuff will show up in the very first progress report. Please make sure you folks are getting on the parent portal. Share your access to the parent portal so your students can always check up and see how they're doing, see if they're missing any homeworks, missing any tests. And again, the different calendars that I have available to me, I'll keep updating them so everyone knows that a due date is coming. I'll assign an essay in class, we'll work on it for a bit in class. I might give students time to finish it up, type it up at home and stuff like that and get that submitted. If they're keeping up with the due dates, that stuff will never ever be a surprise to them that something is due. If they see something is missing, there'll be a red exclamation point at the parent portal. That means a due date has gone by and I'm missing something of theirs. If they see a 0, it means I marked it and it wasn't of good enough quality to receive credit. I'll already approach them about that, especially about essays and tests. Homeworks are due on the day that they are assigned, and if their stuff is not up to quality or they don't have it, unfortunately this year there's just no way they're going to be able to make that up and still have that homework class participation grade mean something. I love my job. I can't believe I've been doing it for 28 years. I'll be doing it for at least another 8 or 10. Sachem North has been a wonderful home for me. I love our administrative staff. We have one of the strongest administrative staffs we've had since I've been a teacher there. Mr. Larson's our new principal. I love working with Mr. Miller with the freshmen, and Mr. Cruz has been a friend and a mentor to me for a long time. He is the person a lot of seniors need for a parking pass. If they're still allowing parking passes, I don't think seniors are driving anymore. This year I'll be starting a new club. One of the few new clubs that are beginning is the National English Honor Society. I'll be involved here in the fall getting that started, and in the spring getting folks enrolled. Some of your students might be eligible for that when they're juniors and seniors. It's been wonderful trying to get to know you through this very impersonal way, but this is what I look like. Also on my Google pages will be a video tour of our room in A111. I've decorated it with different posters about types of writing. We have an author's wall. Every time we cover an author, a picture goes up on the wall with a quote from them. I've got other academic posters about test taking and note taking, which I stress so much to all my students. Note taking is so important. They've got to learn that skill. And also some of the whimsy. Have a whole superhero theme, a Marvel superhero theme this year. You can see reproductions of different comics that I've owned in the past, comics I wish I've owned, and different big Marvel cutouts encouraging the students to be superheroes in academics, do their best at all times, and strive to always fight the good fight, if you will. I'm Dan Abernethy. I hope this has been informative. I hope you reach out to me if you need me. And if you have reached out in the past, I haven't gotten back to you yet, I promise an email is coming. Thank you very much.